So the audio is all over the place in this episode, and I've tried my best to fix it, but it's still pretty dodgy in some places, so whatever, sue me.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Discheads.
Yeah!
I don't know why I sound like I was having a stroke.
It's okay. We'll call the ambulance at the end of the podcast.
It's okay. Yeah, I can just walk it off, strut it out. I'll be fine.
All right, well, while you're recovering, we have a lot of things to talk about today, kind of, not really. For starters, I want to talk about the first thing on our list that we've got here, and I want you to kick us off.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. What is that topic, Mr. Lachlan?
What the fuck? I wanted you to kick it off. It's right there on the page.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Oh yeah, I'm getting cyberbullied. Not really, but yeah, like there's a big scare whenever I'm talking from my room because I still live with my parents at the moment.
Yeah, you're a damn child.
I'm a damn child with no money, still just stuck in the same place. But oh well. But yeah, like I remember when I was little, I was very aware of stranger danger and stuff like that. You know, I was taught well. I was very
You're a safe boy. You weren't getting into any vans, regardless of whether they claimed to be the truth or not.
That's the only van I'd willingly walk into is the van of truth because you know.
I'm sorry, you've made a grave mistake.
Every time I'd talk out loud from my room, or like whenever I'd go on Skype or when I'd play a game with someone, if I just raised my voice even the slightest, you know, my parents would rush in because you know they're boomers like me, and they and then, you know, they're sort of alarmists about this sort of new technology. They'd come in and they'd be like, well, who are you talking to? Well, they think I'd be talking to some sort of like guy who's pretending to be like a 15-year-old girl.
Some registered sex offender.
Some registered sex offender, some Andy Signor looking fat fuck behind a computer just like jerking off or like to my profile picture, just you know, just like asking me to come down to the local park and like, you know, sending me nipple pictures and like enticing me to come down. But you know, just like that's what they thought would happen. But you know, knowing how introverted I am and they know me pretty well, like at what point would I just be talking to like strangers, let alone like they know how fucking awkward I am over the phone. Like,
oh, me too, buddy, me too.
Exactly. Like why would I just randomly be talking to strangers? Like I don't even have video chats that often. I don't even really call people. I just fucking text them.
Yeah, you told me about your video chat scare that you had.
Yeah. I was like, I remember one time, like I think it was when I was young, dumb, playing Minecraft, and I remember. I think Joel was like a friend of mine called Joel was like frustrating me. It was like I think it was like burning down my house, and I went like, "No, what are you doing?" And Mum walked in. She's like, "You." It wasn't just like, you know, potential sex predators. She was afraid. She was just afraid I was gonna get like bullied or just cyberbullied by someone. Like she just walked. She's like, "Who are you talking to? Are you getting bullied?" And I was like, "Just get out of the room. It's fine. It's just a little bit of banter."
So fast forward to present day, and this is still an ongoing problem.
Not quite as severe, but yeah, there's still much concern of like, who are you talking to? Why are you talking out loud? Who are you talking to? Some rapist? Like, yeah, like I just willingly talk to rapists.
Who doesn't?
Of course. I mean, like I get along with them pretty well.
Some of the nicest people I've ever met were sex offenders. That's a joke. Disclaimer, that was a joke.
I know, some of the nicest people ever I've raped.
I will slap a big old trigger warning at the start of this episode. We'll just name the episode "The People Jacob Has Raped."
Rape heads.
Welcome back to the Rape Heads podcast.
But yeah, like it's quite frustrating. But I think like yeah, now I have to give them trigger warnings. Just like, you know, I'm just gonna be recording. Please don't come in. But even sometimes I remember when I was like, I'm just talking to someone. I just don't come in. I'm just you know, I just don't want you to interfere. I'm having a conversation with a friend or whatever. Or I'm recording something. If I just raise my voice even the slightest, they'd think something's wrong. They'd charge in and be like, "Fucking, oh, you're being cyberbullied." Like, how do you even get cyberbullied? Like, you turn off the computer, you block someone. Cyberbullying isn't a real thing.
Oh shit!
It kind of is, but it's the most easy thing to get over, especially on the internet. It's like saying you've been scrapbooked bullied. Like, you can't, like, no
dude, don't bring up those dark memories for me. People used to really rip in hard into my scrapbooking. It scarred me for life.
Yeah, like the journal entries you'd write at school. Where you just like, is that guy writing something mean about me?
Yeah, in kindergarten, where you write, "On the weekend, my dog bit my head off."
And then like, My dog bit my head off.
I think that's a real thing I wrote in one of my kindergarten, like when you had to write stuff, you had to do like a recount of what happened on the weekend. I wrote, my dog bit my head off.
Oh.
And I drew a picture of my dog and my head's just away from my body. It's really violent.
Yeah, we were both looking at like shit we used to draw and like write. Like I remember when I showed you my my kindergarten journal entries, and it was just like every single one was the same. It was just like on the weekend, I went out in the backyard and pretended to be an animal.
You pretended to be like a gorilla or a lion or something.
Or something like that. Or it's that I watched TV or watched a movie.
Yeah,
it's like half the pages are just like me playing with toys and running around like I don't know, like, because I haven't been diagnosed, which hopefully, but like I may be on the spectrum. I have no clue. But like when I was little, I look back, I'm like, I am absolutely completely unsure as to how I wasn't diagnosed as autistic, because I was just like, when you just read journal entry after journal entry, just like, I was a lion. I ran around.
You're a child. You're a child. That's what children do. It's not uncommon for a child to be like, Raw XD. I'm a sexy kitten.
I mean that maybe that's why all these 40-year-old men keep knocking on my door. I guess it is normal, but like apparently this is funny. You're gonna like this. When I was little, like I had to tone it back in kindergarten to just to normal animals, because I guess kids were more scared of dinosaurs than they were of normal animals. But apparently in preschool, actually, I used to run around with my hands sort of like cocked back a bit. I'd stomp my feet and I'd like pull like all except two of my fingers back and roll like a T-Rex. Yeah, I remember like getting pulled aside and they were just like, and I was like, you gotta stop doing that. I was like, why? I'm having fun. I'm chasing them around and I'm being a T-Rex. But apparently all the other kids hated it because I was fucking scaring them.
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up. Why is it that kids think that they're cool or they're scary and they make loud like animal noises to like scare other kids? Why is this a thing that affects other kids? I don't get it. The other day, I actually went to Taronga Zoo a couple of weeks back.
Did you were you roaring at people?
I was running around going raw XD, and I had my tail butt plug in, and they were all screaming.
The zookeepers fucking just shot you on the spot.
No, I saw this mother and her two children, one boy and one girl, and the girl, she kept poking the boy, and the boy turned around and went. And he like did a scary creature face, like he was the toughest thing in the world. And the girl ran away and cried, and I was so confused.
I know, like I understand why as a kid that can be off-putting and sort of like scary, but as an adult that's just sexy.
Jesus, there's some themes going on already in this episode.
Welcome to Discad's episode 2. The rails have gone. We don't even know where the rails are.
No, I think the rails they were long gone before the first episode started.
We're just being transported to the rails and we got fucking lost like a National Vacation movie, National Lampoon's Vacation. Actually, I had some of my fondest memories are actually at the zoo. Now that you bring it up,
yeah. Have you got anything you want to share?
Yeah, there was a thing called Roar and Snore, which was like a little
Roar and Snore.
Roar and Snore. It was like a thing you can enter and win, and you basically just stay overnight at the zoo and like sleep in a tent. And
Oh, that's cool.
And they'd take you around. Yeah, I was at a Taronga in Sydney, and
oh wow. Have you been there recently?
Not as of recent. I haven't been to the zoo in a long time.
It's pretty shit, but continue.
Like, well, like the zoos aren't the most exciting place. But
but it's gotten worse. I'll get into it in a minute. You tell us about Roar and Snore.
Thank God I haven't inherited this, but yeah, my father is an insanely bad snorer.
Oh, dude, my dad's the same.
So yeah, there was more snoring than roaring, as everyone liked to joke. I mean, it's fucking. But I slept like a rock. I was in the same tent as him, but I slept through it the entirety. My brother got so insanely pissed off, he got out of the tent and kicked it. He was like, "Shut the fuck up," because other people were complaining that Dad was snoring so fucking loud. But yeah, I remember when I was it was either that or when I was in. No, it was that time. We were walking at the zoo at night, and there was they have a snow leopard exhibit, right?
Yes.
I always like wondered how like they managed to keep that there. How that thing doesn't fucking melt, doesn't just die from Sydney heat exhaustion. Like I remember they were like, oh look, there she is, Bathsheba or whatever the fuck her name was, just Mei-Ling or whatever the fuck it's something along those lines.
Something Asian.
something Asian. But then we as we were walking away, like the zookeeper was like, "Oh, your name is blah blah blah." She's like 2 years old. As we were walking away, we tagged behind a little bit. And I think Mum was doing something. Then we shone the flashlight back into the exhibit, and the thing was stalking me. It wanted to kill me, but luckily there was a degrading, I can't say human, but degrading fence in front of it. So, I was basically the biggest cock tease in the world to this leopard, and that's when I knew I was sexually attracted to Disney animals.
Is that the moral of the story?
That is the moral of the story. I mean, I knew I had this sort of like, if I could attract a wild animal,
If you can attract a wild animal, you can attract anybody, except a respectable female.
A female human, that is.
Yeah, female dogs, they eat that shit up.
They eat their own shit.
They literally eat that shit up. You place it on the ground, they'll just...
Literally, I was walking the dog yesterday, like my sister's dog, and it was fucking eating other dog shit.
I don't understand. Why do they do that? They eat their own shit, they eat their friends' shit.
Maybe it's just like... It's young. Maybe it's just like puppy and they don't know any better. But speaking of shit, why is the zoo shit now?
Oh, yes. So basically, I went there. I was only there for a couple of hours, so I didn't get to experience the whole park. I was there visiting my cousin because he was doing work experience there.
Oh, that would be fucking...
So he was in the reptile park, so we spent most of the time there. That was cool. Then we went to the giraffe enclosure. There was no giraffes there because they've been moved to the other side of the park. So I was like, oh, that's annoying. Then we went to the elephant place. There were no elephants. We went to the ape place. There was no apes.
No ape.
We went to the tiger place because that was really the only thing I wanted to see. I like tigers. And the tiger place, it's now you go on a ride. You can't just go and stand there and go, look, that's a tiger, and then leave, which is what I wanted to do. You got to go on this ride where you slowly ride around looking at the tigers and you have someone talking to you about them.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
often they have things like that, but you can also just stand there and look through the glass. There was a line. It was close to the end of the day. I just wanted to go look at a tiger, go, yep, that's a tiger, and be on my way. But there was a line to get on a damn ride. And half the zoo, just shop after shop after shop, all these gift shops. It was insane.
I remember do you remember those the kind of ski lifts that the zoos used to have?
Yes, they still have those, yeah.
I was like, there's the elephants, Mum, there's the elephants. And the male elephant was there, and it had its long schlong out, and it was...
Oh, no.
It was pissing and shitting at the same time, and it looked like it was having it looked like he was having a ball.
Now this is living.
This is pod racing.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and the other one was like there was this like a tree mongoose. I don't know what it's somewhere in like Southeast Asia. it climbs a tree and it's like breakfast. I'm looking for breakfast. But yeah, I was just looking at it. So I'm like, oh, this is a weird. I think it's called like a bing tang or something like that. But it's
bing tang's like beer in Thailand.
Bali.
Oh yeah, Bali.
Yeah, it was just looking at us, and we were like, "Oh, it's so weird looking. It's just weird, like tree mongoose." And then it was just like, then it looked at us, and its eyes, like its pupils, shrunk a bit, and then it started frothing and foaming at the mouth, and it just like kept like going and started like sort of vomiting. So we were like, yeah, fuck that, we're moving to the next exhibit.
Are you sure its name, what'd you say it was, Bintang?
Bintang?
Are you sure its name wasn't
I'm gonna
Dave
look it up.
Ming Chang?
Ming Chang? Bintang, I know it ends in an ang. It was like, I'm gonna look at Bintang tree mongoose.
I think I just made a reference to like Eddie Murphy's lowest point in his career. Have you seen Meet Dave?
Was that the movie where he has little people inside him?
Yeah, he's a spaceship, and there's a little Eddie Murphy as the captain inside, and there's this whole crew of aliens. It was very panned, that movie. People did not like it. I thought it was great. I thought it was so funny because they don't know much about English, like just Earth society, because they're aliens. So they look up on Google the most common names. So someone's like, "Hey, what's your name?" He's like, "Ming Chang." Like, you don't look like a Ming Chang. You look more like a Dave. It's like, that is because that is my other name, Dave Ming Chang.
Well, yeah, I feel bad for Eddie Murphy. Like, he's really funny and he's really like a talented, but I just haven't seen much of him anyway. But
I think he's great. One of his more recent movies that I don't think got great reviews either. Did you watch Tower Heist?
No, I didn't.
It was very entertaining.
If I see a Ben Stiller movie post 2008, I'm gonna skip it.
Oh, boo. I like Ben Stiller, although I did watch Zoolander 2 the other day and it was awful.
I avoided that like the plague.
It was very bad.
This is coming from someone who's likes the first Zoolander.
I'm a big fan. My brother says that Zoolander 2 is genius. It's one of the most intelligent movies he's ever seen, which makes me question his intelligence.
Oh, it's family, right? Bit twang. I'm trying to. It ended with an ang, but it was just like some sort of Indonesian.
Avatar: The Legend of.
That's what. Yeah, that's what that's what the tree mongoose I was looking for.
The tree mongoloid is named Avatar: The Legend of Aang.
Actually, the one Ben Stiller comedy that I do want to see, like I saw Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I was like, oh, at least that's a little bit of a passion project. But like,
I watched that on my birthday at the cinema when it came out, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it until I had to watch it 30,000 times at school.
The Watch. You watched The Watch at Sorry, I'm not quite listening. I'm still looking up this fucking.
No, Walter Mitty, not The Watch.
Oh, Walter Mitty. Yeah, the Watch.
Is The Watch any good?
I've heard it's good and funny.
I don't know. It didn't entice me. Isn't Vince Vaughn in it?
Yeah, Vince Vaughn in it. Who else is in it? I think
Vince
Jonah
Vaughn,
Hill,
Jonah
maybe.
Hill, and I think that guy from the IT crowd, the brown one.
The brown guy. I think. Yeah, the brown. Yeah, the nerdy brown one. It's got a 5.7, but I've heard from everyone that it's really funny.
Yeah, it didn't. Okay, well maybe we'll have to watch it at some point, and we'll give our thoughts on the podcast.
Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, Jonah Hill, and he's not even.
See, I'd rather watch a Ben Stiller movie than a Vince Vaughn movie.
Richard Ayoade.
Not to say that Vince Vaughn's a terrible actor. He's not awful. Like, I really liked him in Hacksaw Ridge when he's not playing like a comedic role.
Like a dumb frat guy.
Yeah. Oh, did you watch The Intern where they went to Google?
No, I haven't. Yeah, Vince Vaughn, like, I don't find him particularly funny. Like, I don't find that Earth First bastard pretty funny. But his earlier stuff, like, apparently he was kind of funny in Wedding Crashers. But,
I haven't seen Wedding Crashers. It's one of the ones I really need to watch.
Yes.
My family used to watch that all the time and love it.
Animals of Southeast Asia. Yeah, still looking for it. But yeah, it's Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn's I think he's like recently there's a movie that he came out, doesn't he? I think he plays like a skinhead.
Oh, is it like Fight in Cell Block 99 or something?
Fight in Cell Block 99, yeah.
Yeah, I actually really want to watch that. It looks really good.
So he's probably not a skinhead, but yeah, he's playing some bald guy. Apparently he's really good in that. Yeah, so it's good to see, like, because he can be a very good dramatic actor. He's not like absolutely Oscar worthy, but like he's probably in his older age.
Yeah.
He's probably more suited at doing that as opposed to like, because I think his comedy back even has always been sort of just like make quippy things but say it really fast.
Yeah,
sort of like
I feel like he's a lot funnier when he's just a better actor when he's not next to Owen Wilson. Of course, yeah, people like things like Wedding Crasher, but their newer efforts are just they're not good movies.
Wowding Crashers.
Wow, Owen Wilson. Wow.
Look at my stupid fucking nose. Did he actually break his nose?
I don't know. His nose is very strange. Especially the bottom of his nose. Like, that's not even a bit I think would be something that happens from it being broken. It's just like got a little bum on the tip of his nose. It's very mean, but it does. It's a strange looking thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's like he stuck a knife through the center of his nose, and when it healed, like, it's just like, I don't know.
This was like playing the knife game. Somehow stabbed himself in the fucking face.
He was playing the knife game just on his nose. It very quickly went wrong.
He probably did that right after Starsky and Hutch. It's just like, it's a suicide attempt. He was like, fuck this. Jesus Christ.
So speaking of zoos.
Of suicide. Oh, yeah.
And suicide. We have a very quick, yes, I said quick, follow-up on last week's 10-hour-long discussion about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I as we said in the previous episode, I had bought it. I hadn't rewatched it since the cinemas. I've now rewatched it, and I've also rewatched the movie you were... not rewatched. I've now watched the movie you were heavily comparing it to, which was Rampage. So, we're going to quickly chat about it. My verdict after rewatching Jurassic World 2 is I still really like it. It looked great on my 4K TV. It was very entertaining. Some bits are incredibly dumb, involving a certain velociraptor jumping out of windows. and involving
When
certain
are they?
children.
When are they not jumping out of windows though? But
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're
talking about
talking about.
action hero scene with an explosion as it jumps out a window.
see, if there was more of that, I would have fucking loved it.
Oh, it was so
Just
stupid.
in
So
a very it was a very ironic way, but it just wasn't enough of that. It was like my problem is like it's kind of like trying to take itself seriously, but it's a stupid fucking script.
I don't think it's terrible though. I like that's pretty much all I need to say. I still really liked it. As for Rampage, no, you are wrong. In no way, shape, or form is Rampage a better movie than Jurassic World 2. It is the dumbest movie I have ever seen in my life. However, it's also very entertaining.
Jurassic World doesn't have Jeffrey Dean Morgan doing his little like fucking hip swing.
Oh man, he was my favorite part of the movie. He's I just think he improves everything he's in. Just an entertaining man, even if he is talking through the most stupid script I've ever heard. If he says a bad joke, it's gonna be funnier than if The Rock says a bad joke.
But do you get my point though? Like Rampage was just stupid from the start into the finish, and like I know Jurassic World was, but Jurassic World took itself too seriously. That's why I kind of like Rampage.
That's fair enough, but I still think Jurassic World 2 it's an all round, it's a better movie because it doesn't have the most stupid script I've ever read. Despite what you might say, Rampage was a lot worse in terms of script.
Oh, yeah,
However,
yeah,
Rampage does embrace its silliness, whereas Jurassic World takes itself far more seriously.
and falls on its face. But yeah, like I wasn't. I think from a storytelling standpoint, yeah, Rampage is almost infinitely worse.
It's a popcorn movie in its simplest form, though. Rampage.
It's like if like Stephen Sommers, the guy who did the Mummy movies, like did like a King Kong. Did like a King Kong movie. It's not good. I'm not going to buy Rampage on Blu-ray, but I was like,
whoops.
You know what?
Meanwhile, I've got the 4K Steelbook as well.
I don't know why you do this to yourself.
Because I like Steelbooks. I'm starting to collect them, man. Literally any movie that comes out on JB, like at JB Hi-Fi, if it's a Steelbook and it's in 4K, or if the movie doesn't come out in 4K but it has a Blu-ray Steelbook, then yes, I will get it. It's just a thing. That's why I own a bunch of these fucking movies. I have not seen Tomb Raider yet. I own the new Tomb Raider in a Steelbook. I own Ready Player One in a Steelbook. I bought that without having watched it prior. Same as Rampage. Bought the Steelbook. Had not seen the movie yet. It's just a thing, man. You just gotta accept it.
Well, I think most of my collection is stuff I've already seen, but like there's only a few stuff in my collection that I have not.
I got a bunch of movies I've never seen before.
What have I got? I haven't seen.
Welcome back to the Jacob Looks at His Film Collection podcast.
I can't see it from where I'm sitting. I can only see the top. I can only see the top half, but I've seen pretty much everything.
I can't see any of my Blu-rays at the moment. The other day, I've got this shelf and it's full of all my movies, and I need to buy another identical shelf to put all my games on it. And I wasn't sure if all my games would fit or not, so I've currently got all of my games sitting in front of my movies, so I can't see shit.
No, I think I've pretty much seen everything, except for actually everything I haven't seen is on the bottom half. I haven't seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang yet.
I haven't even heard of this movie. Actually, I think you maybe mentioned it to me the other day. I don't know.
Well, it is a Shane Black movie.
Okay.
Speaking.
What a segue.
What a great segue. Yes. I think a lot of people would know what we're talking about when we're talking about Shane Black here.
Shane Black's recent escapades.
Shane Black's Shane Black's recent embarrassment.
Oh dear. Here's something we will actually finally agree on instead of arguing about whether or not a movie's good. We can both agree that this is Oscar material.
I mean, like, I was
worried you'd hung up there.
No. I mean, like the lead. What's his name? Generic Aryan sniper guy.
Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam. I mean, what a memorable tough guy performance. I mean, he's up there with like, you know, just the Clint Eastwoods and the Kurt Russells.
It's the Predator. The Predator is what we're referring to.
Yes, the new Predator movie. You know, not to be confused with Predator
or Predators.
But quick rant. I'm sick of studios like remaking or making a sequel that's coming out like years later and just giving it the exact same fucking name.
Well, it's not the same name because the original is Predator. This is The Predator. But I think Predator has the worst track record of names ever. You got Predator, Predator 2, Predators, The Predator. And now that I've said that word so many times in a row, it doesn't seem like it's a real word anymore.
Predator. No, it's a big game hunter. That's the level of Shane Black writing we're gonna get. Let's start off with maybe a history with the Predator franchise.
Okay.
I have not seen. I've seen pretty much all the Predator films except for Predators, which I really want to see.
It's I had seen the original many times, but I'd never seen either of the sequels. They recently released like the trilogy in 4K as a building up to the release of the new movie. So I bought the trilogy. I watched all of them. Predators, it's not terrible. I think it's better than Predator 2, which I found pretty boring.
I love the first Predator so much.
Yes, it's brilliant. It's so good.
It is the epitome of like dumb schlocky
Testosterone.
testosterone, dumb schlocky testosterone male action movie meets kind of like serious sci-fi. It's such a weird blend that I'm surprised it works so well.
Yeah, it's dumb schlocky action man testosterone, and then it hits a point where it turns into quite original sci-fi, and it's just great. It's just a good movie.
It is. Predator 2. Do you like that one or?
I mean,
you said it was boring.
I didn't hate any of them, but that was probably my least favorite.
I watched it straight after I watched the Predator, and I liked the ending. Everything beforehand I didn't like. Danny Glover, just like, I don't know, didn't really like him in that movie.
Although Predator 2, some of it's no longer canon technically.
Well, according to the Predator, apparently it happened.
Well, what I mean is at the end he's got the xenomorph skull in his trophy room, and now after Alien Covenant, xenomorphs didn't exist yet. It's the same thing. You know what? That's a whole other story. I'm just thankful Alien Covenant did that so that it makes both the Alien versus Predator movies no longer canon at all.
I'm happy for that. Like that should have just been like its own little like.
I never interpreted
thing.
it as canon anyway. Those movies, I fucking hate them. I hate them so much.
They're embarrassing. I watched Alien vs Predator like a while ago. I was like,
it's watchable. It's okay.
Like
Second one, however, oh my god,
holy shit! Like me and a friend got drunk and we were watching it and we were just like, this is one, the most boring thing ever, and two, like anytime it attempts to be sort of like a movie. It's fun. It's hilarious. It's hilariously bad. Like,
it's so bad.
It is. I'm surprised it even got a major release. It's like
it feels straight to DVD, doesn't it? It's got nice costumes. The Predator and the Alien both look really great, but the lighting's so fucked you can't see them at all.
Not only that, especially with the aliens, like They used to use like animatronics and guys in suits, but for some reason, like the way that they were shot in the way where it was really like, especially in Aliens with James Cameron, they were shot really quick.
Yeah,
like it was edited really quick, so you can't really notice maybe the imperfections in the suits.
Sure, I mean the first movie is similar as well. The first Alien, they hold back on showing you. Well, that's both a storytelling standpoint. Like to not give you too much, but also because of their limitations with the costume and things like that. Oh, these franchises, both of them, Alien and Predator, they used to be so good.
Yeah, but the thing with like Requiem is like the costumes. Like I didn't like the design of the aliens, but it looked good. But at points I noticed like the way they were choreographed and the way one scene was shot. I mean, you couldn't really notice it when it was dark, but I was because the film is basically shot like with a day to night filter throughout the entire thing. Even though it's like filming at night and then putting like that old like 1950s day to night filter over the top of that. But yeah, like the suits are real floppy, and like when the guys are moving around, you can tell it's just like people in suits. They're good looking suits,
but they're not practical suits.
They are a practical effect, but they're just
no. I mean they're not practical for use.
Oh no, yeah, not practical for use, and they're not. And like yeah, it looks like a guy.
I picked the worst word there.
That's fine. It looked like a guy just having like a guy running through a building, just like awkwardly stumbling over his own feet
flapping
with like
about.
Flapping about with these fucking like protrusions on his back and wobble wobble, like, and it's like it's funny because like the Predator and like an Alien, even though they're horror movie based, they've never been brought. I think the sci-fi element sort of brings it above that level of like schlocky, corny 1980s like a Halloweenish slasher film type. Because when you think of like the Halloween slasher film types, you think of like, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason Voorhees,
Of course,
shit like that.
yeah.
And just like they belong in their own thing. It's sort of like generic gore porn shit. Requiem took the series to that low, and I think like we expected so much more from Alien and Predator, just to be like bit of a gore fest, bit of a vor fest, but then it just ends up turning into this basically the most generic 1980s horror movie I've ever seen. Like I was making Spider-Man 2 references at the beginning of Alien vs Predator Requiem, because like there's a guy down his luck shows up late to work. He's like, you got to make this run. He's like, I can't make this run. It's like, not a democracy. You must go. With the guy with
Dude, this isn't a democracy anymore.
It's a dictatorship. Yeah, but that scene's almost directly ripped out of like, I don't know, every movie. It's Spider-Man 2. It's every pizza guy cliche ever. And it's like a generic dickhead boyfriend, and it's just it's schlock. It's like you think you can just never recover from that. And luckily they stopped making them. And then you get to the Prometheus movies and the Alien Covenant movies, and you're just like, you're ambitious, but it's the complete opposite.
You're attempting to make a good movie. You're not just making absolute garbage. However, people didn't really like them that much. I liked them. But speaking of taking the franchise to new lows,
The Predator. Well, I was just going to say that like the Prometheus and Alien movies, they're the opposite of Alien vs Predator. They're pretentious. They're trying to be great, but forgetting that it is a horror movie.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but yeah, The Predator by Shane Black takes it to an all new low where I don't think the Predator can recover.
You think that's the nail in the coffin?
This is the nail in the coffin. We've had enough of fucking Predator and Alien.
I highly doubt that's the case for either of those franchises. I can almost guarantee. Well, I'm pretty sure they are making another Alien movie, even though Covenant didn't do that well. I'm pretty sure what's his face, Ridley Scott is gonna make more. But I still think Predator. There's just gonna be more movies. People will go see them. It's a market.
Yeah. Well, where do we begin with the Predator? I recorded with a friend this thing we were planning to do called drunk reviews, where we get a little bit drunk and we recite the plot to the Predator. So I'll probably say a little bit more in that when I get around to finishing editing that.
Sure.
Yeah, if you want to, I could probably add some stuff I didn't say in there into this. But if you want to start with like.
I'm going to start with the characters, because the characters offended me. The characters were embarrassing. They were all like a stereotype on like different disabilities or mental health issues, and it was very strange. They were making jokes about all of them. I don't know what the thought process was with that. It was so bizarre. You got the character with Tourette's, and everyone is making fun of the fact that he has Tourette's. And then he says hilarious lines like, "Eat your pussy," to a girl. And then she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you fucking retard?"
That was so jarring.
It was all things like that. Then the kid's got Asperger's, and he gets bullied by these kids who, it's the worst attempt at bullying. If Jacob's mum was worried about cyberbullying, she should be worried about these fucking bullies in this movie. They're picking on this kid with Asperger's, and the best they can come up with is, "Oh, I'm really hungry for a tasty, delicious ass burger." Dude, I would start fucking bullying you if you came up to me and said you wanted to eat my ass.
Exactly. I mean, we can bully better than these kids. Like, they don't even hit him.
Yeah, Jacob's the epitome of being fucking cyberbullied on the internet, and even he can bully better than this.
We are both like being potential victims of rape and potential victims of cyberbullying. Yet we could probably send these kids to a psychiatric ward with how mean and bullyish we can be. Like, this is those kids, like, yeah, like they didn't even have the balls to blow them up.
And
I guess we're going into spoilers. Sorry.
I mean, then there's what other characters are there? So there's Asperger's kid, Tourette's kid. There's a guy who tried to commit suicide, and then it failed, and he just keeps making jokes about how he tried to commit suicide. It's like, what is going on in this movie?
It's
I don't even want to go into his final character arc. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to. Spoilers for the next 20 seconds. Skip ahead 20 seconds. His character arc is he keeps saying he tried to commit suicide and he failed. His character arc is at the end. He commits suicide to save the day. All right, welcome back, everybody.
Wonderful. I mean, it kind of it's questionable. It's really questionable. It's not even like an honorable sacrifice. It's just like fucking does like a or like it does like a Doctor Strangelove or how I like learned to love the bomb. It just like fucking kills himself. And
How I Met Your Mother.
Doctor Strangelove or How I Met Your Mother.
That's how that series ends.
You can't bomb Russia. Challenge accepted. Fucking just blows it up. But yeah,
Ted just jumps off a building.
I just realized I was recording at a really low volume for this whole time, but that's fixable.
That's fine.
But
that's fine. I'll beat you later.
Beat me with an aardvark, whatever that Tourette's guy says.
Beat an old lady with a stick. Haha, Spider-Man reference. We told you. There's gonna be lots of them.
We should deliver a message to 20th Century Fox about Alien and Predator and say, do what you will with her, then throw her away, whatever the fuck Norman Osborn says.
I don't remember the exact line. Oh, that's bothering me. I pride myself on knowing like the script of all three of those movies. God damn it.
Did you hear the controversy of how they had to delete a scene with an actor who was a friend of Shane Black who turned out to be a sex offender?
I did hear about that because Olivia Munn complained or something.
Yeah, she complained, and then like the sex offender was like, "Out, am I?" And then yeah, it was just like, this is just sex offender central. This podcast. It was just.
Oh, that reminds me. I have an update on last week when we discussed Kevin Spacey and House of Cards. Apparently, yes. Robin Wright, who plays his wife on the show, House of Cards, who is now replacing him as the main. The main character in House of Cards. Apparently, she kind of recently came out publicly and was like, maybe we should give Kevin Spacey a second chance. Well, that's one surefire way to kill your career.
Sure, but like, there's only a few people like I can imagine. Like, second chances depend. It depends on which person you're talking about and what it was. Like Louis C.K. from what I remember, just I don't know. What he did was gross, but maybe...
Well, he's back as well now.
Yeah,
he's just done a new show or something like that, I believe.
People who've said grossly offensive shit should probably get maybe a second chance.
Oh, just saying things is not the same as actions speak louder than words, my friend. That's from the
fucking
wise
a 14-year-old boy, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I'm pretty sure that James Gunn, for making pedophile jokes, should not be fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Exactly. Well, everyone thought that. Even the cast of
the whole cast. Yeah, they released an official statement and they all signed it. And they were like, "We don't want to do this movie, you big stupid mouse."
And then the mouse was like, "Oh, they're speaking out of line again."
Yeah, the Elon Mouse. He turned around and was like, "Oh!" And he pulled that big blunt out of his mouth after resigning from Tesla. I don't know why I've combined these two characters.
I just realized that my Mickey Mouse impression sounded like Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy.
Oh, hello there. That did not. Just moving on.
Moving on. Yeah.
Hi there, Chris. How you doing?
I don't think Shane Black's going to be able to make another movie after this.
I don't know.
Well, the thing is, like, the premise of the movie is there's super duper predators.
Oh, it's the whole premise is terrible. I hate it.
But there's already been a movie about super duper predators, and that's Predators, the movie with Adrian Brody.
What do you mean? They're just regular predators in that movie.
I heard somewhere that there were regular predators and new mega predators in Predators.
No, I'm pretty sure it was just they're all just predators. There's like 3 of them, and they do have the predator dogs that were in this new movie.
Well, true.
Which they looked so gross in this movie. They just look like. They had the predator head on a dog. They got the weird dreads and the same like face. It was just so bizarre.
Then they turn these Rastafarian dogs into like they turn one of them into basically a lobotomized like pet. And I thought, like, is this movie? This movie is confusing. Is it trying to be a comedy, a Shane Black comedy, or is it just trying to be some like? I don't know, because this movie was probably the worst edited movie I've seen in a long time, and that's probably not even Shane Black's fault. That's probably all the rewrites and all the shit they had to cut out because like apparently there's a different ending where the predators team up with the humans. Like this is like
that's just Alien versus Predator all over again though.
It is.
Isn't that the ending of Alien versus Predator? Spoilers.
Pretty.
The black chick main character teams up with the Predator to kill the alien.
Yeah, and they had that's embarrassing. It looks like they were about to kiss in that movie. Like it looks like the Predator even looks away, like takes off his helmet, he's like blushing.
That's good. That's good shit.
He's like, don't look at me like that.
But yeah, the characters are terrible.
You know I can't stay here.
The script is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The action, granted, was entertaining, but it's all CGI blood. There's like no practical effects in it at all.
The villain, oh my god! Did you remember how the villain died? Like the villain played by the guy from The People vs. OJ. Oh, what's his name? He was also in Black Panther. The villain guy, he was like the guy who made all his shit. I'm gonna look him up. The Predator cast.
No, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm sorry.
What's his name is not Keegan Michael. It's Sterling K. Brown. That's his name.
Keegan-Michael Key was the one responsible for all the funny ha-has that were really unfunny in the movie.
Man, poor Keegan. He needs a good movie role. Like, he probably thought like this is like the opportunity of a lifetime to be part of a Predator movie.
This is my breakout role.
And then the studio
People finally recognize me as something other than a comedian. Oh, I'm telling unfunny jokes. Okay, never mind.
Why is he talking like an 18-year-old like white gay kid?
No. Mom!
Mommy! Like a South Park character. Yeah, he's like...
Mommy!
I can imagine just like him just like being really excited to land this role, then Shane Black in the studio fuck it up.
Big man! Yeah, Mom's giving me... Shane Black said he'd offer me a Predator role!
Mom's giving me a Predator! Well, what's his brother's name? Peel? No. Key!
Peel?
I'm turning into a woman.
Is it his brother? I thought they were just a comedic duo.
I thought they were...
Peel.
Peel came. I thought they were brothers.
Michael Peel? No, it's Keegan-Michael Key. Jordan Peele.
Oh, okay.
Jordan Peele, the director of Get Out, an actually good movie.
That was alright. I swear I remember from a stand-up they said they were brothers. Probably not. Maybe.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not caught up on my Key and Peele lore.
I know. I should make a channel of like a. of lore and just have like a Patreon and be like, no, I'd like to thank my Peel fans and
I'd like to thank my loyal subscribers.
So next video will be called did he show up in a fucking Get Out? Did he have a cameo? Do you reckon this is all Key's fault?
He did have a cameo. Oh wait, no, Key didn't, but Jordan Peele did. The deer they hit at the start of the movie, Jordan Peele voiced the screaming of the deer. I learned that a few days ago.
Really?
What else? Yeah, what's next on our we should have Patreon exclusive videos. Like did Key and Peele actually cause 9/11? Find out next week. You'll have to subscribe. It's $5 a month. Thank you. Goodbye.
Did Jordan Peele create Darth Sidious?
Was Jordan Peele made before the oranges or after? Who was the first Peele?
What came first, the Jordan or the Peele? Speaking of,
did Keys exist before Keegan Michael?
Speaking of like weird theory videos, one of them I haven't watched it, but I saw this was like in my Clayton Fioriti viewings. There's
for the people who don't know who that is, quickly tell them, because I didn't know who that was until recently.
Basically, he like does that whole theory and like lore stuff, but with Jurassic Park.
Yes.
And like it's sort of in the genre and about this topic, but it's not a Clayton video. It was like someone made the headline was like, did Amanda Kirby, Taya Leone from Jurassic Park 3, and Hoskins, the bad guy from Jurassic World, create the Indoraptor? It's like, wow, what a stretch.
You know, if I'd realized you weren't actually talking about Clayton Fioriti, I wouldn't have asked you to explain who he was. I'm sorry. Quick, tell the audience who this guy is that okay. You just brought up offhand and aren't actually going to talk about.
No, but I thought like people may have known him. They're probably not going to. But yeah, like some guy brought that up. But yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, the Predator. Sterling K. Brown. Like, do you remember his death in the movie?
No, I honestly didn't remember he even died. I thought he lived.
It's because it happened so fast. Like literally, this is what happened. Olivia Munn shouted, "Hey, over here to the big bad basketball player, fucking 8 foot tall predator. And literally Sterling K turns his head, and the rocket cannon, the shoulder cannon that he put on his shoulder that he borrowed from an alien predator technology, literally turns around and blows his head off.
Wait, what?
In about... Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Are you sure? I don't remember this bit.
Yeah, they were in the woods and they were trying to out-predator the mega predator.
I'm sorry, we've like fully spoiled this movie, but are you really gonna go watch The Predator? You might think to yourself, yeah, it might be better than people say. I thought that to myself, and it's shit. Don't watch it.
Yeah, I was insanely disappointed after I left. Like, me and my friend are real big Predator fans, and after we watched that, we were more rolling our eyes throughout the entire thing. Like, I'm sick of the obnoxious references to the first movie. Like, I'm sick of the get to the chopper quotes. I'm sick of the, I'm honestly sick of the, what the hell are you? Because at this point in the movie, in the series, they all know what they are. But they do that fucking stupid thing, and they're just like, what the hell are you?
Yeah, they got it explained to them earlier in the movie. This is the Big Game Hunter, the movie. What the hell are you? I am the big game hunter that you were told about earlier.
But yeah, Shane Black subverts expectations by having the main guy go, shut the fuck up.
Now, Ryan
Like, that's a badass
Johnson,
moment.
this is how you subvert expectations correctly.
Well, to be fair, Ryan Johnson can probably edit a movie better than Shane Black.
Oh, he can edit movies just fine. He just does stupid decisions in his Star Wars.
I can't believe you didn't notice that. Like, well, are you
sure it happened?
Because
Are you sure it happened?
Sterling K. Brown, like, he's in the forest, and like the shoulder cannon is automated, right? It's like the little kid's like, it's automated. We'll get into the little kid in a little minute, but it's automated. It automatically targets a person, and I guess it just blows his head off. It's so quick. I
don't remember this, but it sounds great.
It's so quick, but it's so stupid. Like, why haven't any predators died? Because their shoulder cannon has just turned around and blown the head off. Like, literally, it's not because like the predator was standing next to him and the shoulder cannon just like aimed at the predator but blew his head off accidentally. It was like Olivia Munn literally just yelled, "Hey, over here!" to the bad predator, and then fucking Sterling K. Brown turned his head around to look at her, and then it blew his head off. That's literally what happened. That's how he died. Like they teased a big fight between the main guy and Sterling K. Brown, but he just blows his head off. He just blows his head off, but with no explanation needed. Like you literally just, it went by so quickly. It's embarrassing. They were like, "Oh, we're running out of screen time."
I have a disclaimer I'm going to put right here so that you remember, Jacob, that when this movie gets released, I will probably buy it.
Oh no, I expect that of you at this point. But,
I have to own the series. Not only do I have to buy a movie if it has a steelbook, but I can't not own one movie in the series, even if it's dog shit. Even if I hate The Last Jedi, I still have to buy the 4K Blu-ray of it. It's just a thing I have to do.
So you're a completionist.
I'm a completionist. I think I said completionist.
Completionist.
I'm a completionist.
You're a quicheist? Do you like quiche?
I do like quiche. Quiche is pretty tasty.
Quiche Lorraine, yeah, fucking hell. I could go for some quiche Lorraine. I literally had last night's pizza for breakfast.
How'd you go with your snack pack? We went out for lunch the other day, and Jacob bought the world's most ridiculously sized snack pack ever.
I managed to eat only a third of it. But,
was it a tasty breakfast the next day? Or did you throw it out?
The meat was fine. The chips were soggy.
Oh, no.
I managed to eat the entire thing for breakfast the very next day.
Well, like the 2/3 that were left over.
And I was like, I'm surprised, but then I had a coffee and so I just had the most rancid fucking diarrhea I've ever had.
Oh no!
I pretty much had the exact same reaction after I watched The Predator.
Your eyes tried to shit themselves.
Yeah, I literally like shat out the whiteness and the gel that's in my eyes. It just went. Can we talk about the ending and the little cock tease they have for the sequel at the end of The Predator?
Was there one? I don't remember. I only watched this last week and I've already blocked it from my head.
The Predator Iron Man suit.
Oh yeah! Oh, it was so stupid. It was so stupid. Oh, I hate it.
That would have been okay if that wasn't the reveal. Here's the thing: like, me and my friend were thinking, like, I think this is just us being, we kind of nerd out a bit. We're like, oh, because they opened a canister that the alien took to Earth. Or the
Were you thinking that like fucking?
Yeah.
Oh, I was expecting it to be Arnold Schwarzenegger in there.
Like digitally de-aged Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Just like current age. Well, maybe not, but I was just expecting Arnold Schwarzenegger to somehow be shoehorned in. Even though they've refrained from doing it in the previous 2 movies, I was just like, this movie's not above doing that.
He's like, you've got to come back to the Predator homeworld with me. he's like, why? Because it's like does like a Back to the Future. He's like, you gotta come back with me.
You mean it does a Terminator Genesis? And then they're like, why are you here, Arnold Schwarzenegger? And he says, that's classified. And they're like, oh, okay. Carry on with your plot holes then.
My problem isn't that they got like this Predator suit. My problem is that's what the Predator gave. Okay. This is I'm gonna have a little mini rant about this fucking Predator.
Oh, good.
Like the normal Predator is basically the plot of the movie. The normal Predator is on the run from the mega predators, and what it's trying to do is it's trying to give humanity or humans a gift, and this gift is this Iron Man suit, which is revealed at the end of the movie. And this gift is to help it defend itself against predators. Why?
But he brought the predators to Earth.
He brought the predators to Earth, but not only that, but throughout the entire time, the normal Predator, which is supposedly trying to save humanity, is going around fucking killing people.
Killing them, yeah. I don't know if it was trying to give it to humanity as much as it was just trying to hide it. It was trying to... Wasn't it just trying to hide it from the Super Predator?
Why would it try to hide it from the Super Predator?
Like, it was running away, and then it got shot down onto Earth, didn't it?
Yeah, but like I just thought like they're like it's a gift to humanity. Maybe that's the case, but I was just under the impression like why was it being chased, and why was he regardless, even if the mega predators came along and got the Iron Man suit, the Iron Man suit was designed to kill predators.
Yes.
It wasn't. So why would the predators wear an Iron Man suit that's designed to kill them? Like it's. So
why would someone wear a shoulder rocket designed to shoot himself in the head?
Good point. But like there's this so the predator like at one point tries to kill the main character and he's like, where is it? Where's the suit? Like you were trying to give it to him. you were trying to give it to humanity, but like you're going around killing people. You fucking spurg for fucking. You dipshit. Actually, the Predator suit that they were looking for disappears for half the movie because they couldn't find it. But then at the end of the movie, like, oh, we found it. So I guess the Predator was just stuck there, but he's like, where is it? He's going around killing people. But yeah, like that's the very first thing he does when he crash lands. Like, there's a bunch of army guys like looking around, going like, what the hell is that? And the Predator's just like is skinning them, and he's just like telling them to fuck off, and he's just going around killing people, despite the fact he's there to save them. And the reason he's there to save them is because, according to Sterling K. Brown, global warming. He said that global warming is going to be going to render this planet unlivable in about 10 years.
Yeah, Al Gore runs on screen and
he's like man bear pig.
Global warming, man bear pig. Excelsior.
I'm super duper cereal. Global warming is going to render this planet uninhabitable. So the super duper mega predators are going to grab our DNA. Okay, because apparently the predators are DNA splicing now. They're going to grab our DNA so they can help move into the planet and colonize this planet. So the predators are colonists now, which doesn't make sense if they're grabbing DNA from us, a species that's about to die from a planet getting too warm, yet they're getting our DNA to make sure that they can live on this planet.
Hey, they can have multiple hobbies. It doesn't just have to be they only want to go kill us. I watch movies. Yeah. It doesn't mean I don't play video games too. Come on, cut them some slack.
Well, you watch movies and jack off to video games.
Yeah, jack off to big titty Japanese RPGs. Every female character has tits bigger than their entire body. It's great.
And they're like, what, 14?
Jacob's only interested if they are.
Isn't that's mostly the case though? There's a few animes that I know of, not that I watch, but that I know of from talking to other people. I remember like watching this anime. There's this big titty anime girl. I was like, "Wow, how old is she?" And he's like, someone's like, "She's 14 in the anime." I was like, "For fuck's sake!"
Yeah. Oh, I remember I saw this video on YouTube of one anime. I don't know what it is, but it's the mother is one of those weird like kid looking anime characters, and the daughter is this adult big titted fucking thing. It was super strange. The mother is this tiny little child looking thing, and then the daughter is this strong independent woman.
I know. Like,
I tell you who's the worst. Who's the worst offender out of everyone for making big titted characters? It's fighting games, man.
Well, that makes kind of sense because they use it to their advantage. And in normal anime, it just seems like weirdly exploitative.
True, but it's pretty exploitative in fucking fighting games. My favorite game. Oh, I mean, the worst example is the Dead or Alive series. Have you ever played those?
No, I haven't. They're too scary for me.
They're literally fighting games. They're not horror games.
Are they House of the Dead?
No. No, there's the Dead or Alive series, which is this really shitty, generic fighting game series. I don't really enjoy them. But all the characters just have giant tits to the point where they made a spin-off series called Dead or Alive Extreme, which is where all the female characters play beach games in bikinis and just show off their massive tits. It's embarrassing. I think they released an update for VR so that you can, like in the newest Dead or Alive, it's like Extreme Volleyball 2 or some bullshit. And you can fucking sexually assault them. Like you can tug on their like bikini
Feminine penis
like, things and try and reveal their nips, and they don't like act playful about it. They get upset. It's like, what the fuck? Why would you add this into a game?
No, that reminds me of like this virtual reality games where like you can literally like get sucked off by a waifu.
Oh, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's a whole lot of that. I remember there was a game. You remember the Xbox 360's Kinect?
Yeah. Like is that like it was like all motion, not motion capture?
Yes,
but like,
yes,
motion.
yeah. It's full. Just the camera records you and you move your body. They made they had a game when that
JonTron did a really good video about it, but yeah.
Oh, so you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. They had it like at a church somewhere one time, and I was playing like Star Wars.
Oh no,
Kinect.
not just the Kinect, but they had a game when that first came out. There was a game in Japan that was being made where you could just touch a woman's body. It's just a bikini, and you just fucking fondle it. It's
who needs real women?
Exactly. If back to the fighting games, if Mortal Kombat women were real, I'd be having a good time. My favorite example of fighting game stupid looking tits is Mortal Kombat 9, which was just called Mortal Kombat. And it's just ridiculous. Everyone's wearing the most show-offy outfits, and it's great. And then in Mortal Kombat 10 or Mortal Kombat X, their boobs are all restrained and much smaller. I was very sad.
Disappointed. Just like, well, you've got the ball rolling now. Now you've got to backscale them. It's kind of like what they did with Lara Croft.
No, but Lara Croft those are at least prequels, so maybe she hasn't got a boob job yet.
You could spend a couple grand on a VR set and have a virtual waifu for your whole life, or you can spend a couple $100,000 on a GF, and you can.
Stupid fucking woman. They just want to complain.
Waifus don't complain.
You know what my favorite thing is about a woman?
Well, at least
when
waifus.
They shut up.
Well, at least virtual reality waifus. I mean, when they complain, no one else is around to hear them.
You just mute the computer.
Jesus Christ, I'm going to mute my microphone. Speaking of which.
We've been digging ourselves into a hole this whole episode. Even more so than last episode, I think.
I think Shane Black is digging a hole for his career. He's digging a grave.
He's digging a grave. He's taking the Predator down with him.
But yeah, the whole like intersplicing DNA from different alien things is like kind of interesting, but it's not what the Predators do. I always thought it was just like it was more of a glory thing. It wasn't like we got to adapt. Maybe it's like a bunch of eugenicist predators, but like it doesn't quite make sense why the Predator is coming to the home world to deliver this technology to help humans fight off the predators if we're all going to die anyway.
Yeah.
Like that feels like an obvious. That feels like an obvious rewrite.
I feel like it's obvious this movie didn't need to be made, but they did, so they just made up some bullshit.
I mean, when you think about it, Shane Black would be the person to do it because at least he had some experience with it.
True, but that doesn't mean anything towards whether or not he's gonna make a good movie. In hindsight, everyone was excited because Shane Black was in Predator. He's like, oh, he's gonna save the Predator franchise. It's like, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger was also in Predator, but I don't think he'd direct a very good Predator movie.
Yeah, true.
That being said, Shane Black is actually a director, so I guess he has more merit.
I think Shane Black is only good at directing one kind of movie, and that's a buddy cop comedy.
Has Arnie directed any movies?
No, I don't think so. He may have. I think he's produced.
He directed an entire state of people for a while.
Oh, jeez. I always hear about Arnold, like people laughing at how Arnold Schwarzenegger was like the governor of California, but like I never hear from people whether or not he was actually good or not.
Well, I mean, all I ever hear is how he slept with his maid.
Ooh, he got apparently I'm looking at his IMDb filmography.
Yeah.
He was the producer for a lot of films.
Okay, no directorial.
He's got two
Stuff.
directorial credits. He was the director for Christmas in Connecticut, a TV movie, and the first episode of Tales from the Crypt. It's a horror show based off these comic books.
Oh, okay.
Christmas in Connecticut has a 4.8.
And it's a TV movie, so they're
It's
already
TV.
not expecting much from it.
It stars Diane Cannon and Chris Christopherson.
I recognize
Chris-
that name.
Chris Christopherson.
Look him up,
Keith-
kid. Find out what he's in.
Keith Keitherson.
There's a reference no one gets.
No, they will if they come to my channel, which they.
Oh
fucking
yeah,
won't.
check out Jacob's YouTube channel. Wow.
When are you making? When are you making yours? When are you making the Van of Truth?
Dude, yes, I have a new channel on the way called the Van of Truth. The channel's technically been made. I'm sorting out my what's the word I'm looking for? I'm sorting out
Foreskin?
the visuals of the channel. I've got an
Okay.
artist, actually a really cool artist who I've seen make things for other YouTubers that I liked, and I was like, you know what? You're really cool. You should make me some stuff, and I will give you money. So she's currently making that stuff. Once that's all done and sorted out, my channel will start, and it'll be fucking epic, bro.
You still got that idea of your first video going to be passing your mic to me, or is that just like some sort of?
Well, we didn't fucking
that-
do it. We forgot to record that. So Jacob's microphone he's using right now is actually my old microphone that was featured in all of my old Gamer Skits videos on my old channel. I passed the torch over to Jacob. He's now an adult.
I am now an adult. I'm using a Blue Yeti microphone, and I can't fucking use it. I can use it.
It's got like two
I'm just gonna
buttons
keep-
on it, and he can't figure it out.
It's actually pretty convenient. I actually like it a lot. It's better than the one I had before. I mean, like some of the people were like, I put up on Twitter like a long time ago. I was like, I'm gonna do reviews. I'm gonna get back into doing them, and I was so excited. I got this like cheap microphone, but it was a karaoke microphone for some. And I was just like, when I listened to it, it was like it wasn't bad quality. If I got it working correctly, it just had heaps of background noise, and I was like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, I'm gonna spend a fair bit on a secondhand Blue Yeti. That's the only thing. That's the only shit thing about Blue Yetis is that they're really good quality. Just they're insanely pricey for some reason.
Yeah. So I sold Jacob my old one because I'm a wonderful man, and I bought myself a new one.
I know. I should pay you back with a little bit of a oral pleasure. For
Please.
doing such a great service to me. I know.
I'll pleasure. This is that woman in Pulp Fiction.
Get on my chopper, baby.
I had a friend around to watch that movie the other night, and they lost their shit at that bit.
It's not a motorcycle, baby. It's a chopper. Get. You should have said get to the chopper and looked at the camera, and Shane Black would have been clapping. And be like, great. we're keeping that in.
Shane Black's fucking jerking himself off in the corner, going, "This is what the people want."
Sounds like a generic like 1950s.
Dude,
like,
I always
studio
do.
exec now.
I always do the weird studio exec voice, like the one I did last episode. You called me out on for being like J. Jonah Jameson. I'm sorry. I'm a one trick pony. That's the only voice I'll do.
I don't know why I went full Kermit. I was just trying to do a
Help me! I'm dying.
I was gonna do J. Jonah Jameson impression there, but I just ended up doing Kermit. I want pictures of the chopper. I want them all to get the chopper. Kermit the Frog.
Kermie! I want pictures of Spider-Man. That's my Miss Piggy impression.
Yeah, no, I don't want pictures of Spider-Man.
Miss Piggy. No, Jesus Christ! What the fuck was that? Moving on.
That was like if Gollum was a studio executive.
Can we cancel this whole podcast?
Oh no, we still got more to talk about, and that is the Predator. Oh yeah, no. Well, is there anything else we want to say about the Predator?
I think we've
the
repeated last episode and talked about this movie for too long.
quick summary. Like the Predator, the plot makes no sense. The characters are all shit. It's edited in the most frustrating like way ever, where like the passage of time is completely absent, and it just goes from one place to another. The kid with Asperger's is strangely like I don't think they understand how Asperger's works. I think Asperger's meant like he's high functioning.
Yeah,
but it's like
I feel like he had a different thing. He
Yeah,
was more
yeah.
autistic, I would say.
Asperger's is like kind of like very high. Sometimes depending on who it is, like very high functioning or like autism, but he's using alien technology, and their excuse is he's so smart because Asperger's. And like, well, I understand that he's smart, but you don't just suddenly randomly know how to read an alien language because of Asperger's. Like,
Well, I'm sorry, Jacob. Do you have Asperger's?
You're not fucking Megamind. No, you're not fucking.
Well, if you don't, then how could you know? Maybe
Well,
if you
'cause,
saw an alien language and you had Asperger's, you'd know how to read it.
Well, because like Asperger's people aren't fucking running the world. They're not fucking. Actually, no. That's not exactly untrue. Like there are probably a lot of people who are inventors and who are geniuses that have Asperger's. That's
Yeah, like
that's
me.
fine. That's probably. Oh yeah, like you are a genius. I mean, this whole idea of a Discad podcast. I mean, that's true.
This is my magnum opus.
That is your autism utilized to your full potential. But yeah, like he was just like picking up on shit like that. You're just sort of like it's kind of unbelievable. But there's this stupid shit towards the end of the movie where they do this weird twist where like they have this throwaway line where Olivia Munn's like. Olivia Pretty before the Botox Munn has has a moment where she's like, apparently people say that Asperger's is the next step in the evolutionary chain, which debatable. And then then they're just like the alien wants like DNA from the strongest predator alive, strongest human warrior alive, and you think it's the main character, but he's like, no, I want DNA from your child because he's got autism.
I'm offended by your Botox comment. I think she's still hot.
She's still
Does
she
she have Botox?
Yeah, she had a little bit of Botox, I think.
I don't know. I've seen older things of her. She used to be a fucking video game journalist back in the day for like
Wonderful.
G4 and shit like that. Yeah, and now she's a big movie star. It's a surprising turn of events. But I mean, I think she looks fairly the same.
Starring. Yeah, but she's starring in weird shit now. She's like in the
X-Men Apocalypse,
which was, I think, well received for the most part, but like people didn't remember her.
No, it was not very well received, to be honest.
Oh, I mean by received, I meant kind of at the box office, but yeah, it wasn't well received. Yeah, like the autistic kid, so like the whole mental illness like theme of the movie is really insulting. Like, I don't say that. I don't say that in a like, oh, I'm always easily offended sort of thing, but it's just like this is just like they either don't know what they're talking about or don't know how to handle it, so they were just all like, kids with Asperger's are kind of smart, so we'll just put that into the Predator, and that's what
I mean, like I said earlier, every character seems to have something like that. It's like they were hoping to try and like heroize them. Like, look at this, all these characters with these disabilities, things like that. They're heroes too, but it just didn't work.
Yeah, I understand that. I was wondering like if this could have been done better. Like these people with these little gimmicks could have been like a really funny idea of having like have like a really kind of funny idea that all these crazy people or deemed crazy
the
people,
loonies as they called them,
the loonies have to take down a predator, but no one believes them. That could have been a really good Predator movie, but instead we got this, and
they barely interact with anybody else at all.
So literally the Predator, and I'm stealing this from Mauler, and I cannot believe this is an actual plot from the movie. The Predator wants to weaponize autism.
That's Jacob's one reference to another YouTube channel per list, or reference to another review channel. Last week it was Red Letter Media. Now we've got Mauler.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty good if you want to check him out.
Jacob.
Yeah. What?
We want people to watch our goddamn content, not every other asshole who has 1 million subscribers already. God damn it.
Oh yeah, subscribe to Discads, probably.
Subscribe to Mahler, subscribe to Red Letter Media, subscribe to Chris Stuckman, get Stuckmanized, subscribe to Jeremy Johns.
Who the hell are you, and why aren't you Stuckmanized? I mean, get Stuckmanized already.
Get fucking Stuckmanized.
You know what's funny, actually, then you bring up his theme. I remember like when back in school when we got laptops and we were going through Apple Music and we were going through all the free stock musical sound effects. I remember listening to that guitar riff as I was like making movies and making shit, and I was like, I heard the like acoustic din 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 din, like a din 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 din.
Wait, is that?
Like this, it's a generic.
Oh.
It's a generic like guitar band Apple Music stock music sound effect, and I recognized it immediately, and now he's turned it into his whole theme.
Oh, so he just uses that, but puts an extra like backing track of like whoa, like some weird noise.
He's updated it now.
Okay.
He must have had like GarageBand or like Apple back in his earlier reviews, and he just used that at the end of his
Dude,
videos.
makes me jealous that I didn't start my channel many years ago. Because like you see all these people that are using like these big YouTubers that are using the most generic, like, you can't go 10 steps without finding this song music. But because they did it first, it's allowed.
It's unjust, isn't it? I mean, people should really subscribe to the Van of Truth. Oh wait, it's not up yet.
It is up. I have 5 subscribers.
Send the traffic from my channel. And,
I'll put a link in the
from this
description. You can chuck us a follow.
Well, your channel's relatively new. My channel's old, but it's gone through so many iterations, and there's been so many years where I just haven't done anything.
How many YouTube channels have you had? This is what I want to talk about.
Just the one.
Just the one? It's just been like updated, changed names, deleted the videos, that kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly that. Like, it used to be 9000 AL Films, which was some...
You did an amazing review of the film Avatar.
Yeah, that's gone forever, but like...
Very sad. I watched that. I used to make funny haha memes out of it, didn't I? It was great.
It was. I mean, like, the biggest meme from it is that I had absolutely nothing to add because I kind of liked the movie, but I could have said more about it. But this is literally what I said. I went up to him and I was like, so we discussed the plot a bit, and then he's like, so Jacob, what do you think of it? And I went, it could have been better, but I liked it, but it could have been better. And that's all I added to the whole conversation.
You could add that to literally any film. It could have been better. That's how I'm going to end every single one of my reviews from now on.
I then followed up my review for that by saying we live in a society.
Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas. It was pretty fucking good, but it could have been better.
I want to make it like a fake like Roger Ebert website. You know who Roger Ebert is?
Yes.
Like, he's got a website where it has like all these reviews up.
He's the 2 thumbs up guy, isn't he?
Well, no, he and Gene Siskel had a show where they gave it the show 2 thumbs up or 2 thumbs down or 1 thumbs up, 1 thumb. Yeah, he had a thumbs up thing and he rated things out of 4. But like, yeah, he has a whole website containing just like his reviews and all of his reviews he's ever written. And there's a moment. I was just having an idea. Maybe I should just like make an entire website of reviews of movies, and it's just that line. I like the movie, but it could have been better. Or
that's the whole review. The Predator
could have been better.
It was good, but it could have been better.
Just one line, and people go, "Wow, stunning."
Could have been better.
Such great insight.
It's the meme template of the Pope, and people are like so insightful. I feel like God is truly speaking to me.
I feel like God is truly speaking to me. Like, I want to hear it's like that sort of the scroll of truth meme.
Yeah.
Finally, after 15 years of searching, I found the scroll of truth. Avatar could have been better. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think how many channels I've had. I've had a few over the years. My first ever one, it was, I don't even know how to explain it. It was kind of like a joint between me and another person YouTube channel, but really it was just mostly I put shit on there. I don't think any of the things I actually made with him were ever actually put on YouTube. It was called Poochie Man. Poochie Man is my first ever channel. And it was a fucking wild ride, my dude. I was just trying so hard to get banned off YouTube, apparently. Because I just kept breaking the terms of service.
What were you, just like uploading like child porn or like...
Oh, yeah, sometimes. It's just a quick vlog of my willy sometimes. No, but like I was very inspired by Smosh. This is the really early days of YouTube.
Oh yeah,
I was a big Smosh fan as a young boy. So we would make like kind of sketch comedy videos, but they're like 20 seconds long, so you couldn't really do much with them. And then I found out back in the days of iTunes, used to be able to the podcast section on iTunes these days is very strictly like it's audio podcasts. But the old days of iTunes, you could upload kind of anything onto the podcast section. So you could upload your videos and shit like that. So people would like upload movie trailers. Smosh used to upload a bunch of their old videos onto podcasts. So I downloaded some Smosh videos and uploaded those onto YouTube. And then, do you remember like Charlie the Unicorn and shit?
Yeah.
Film Cow Productions. I downloaded one of their videos. I think I downloaded Llamas with Hats, and I uploaded that. And I got a copyright strike. And then I uploaded the trailer to the first X-Men movie. I had to take that down as well. It was just a fucking shit show of just random bullshit. Uploaded a 4-second video of Ratchet and Clank. It was just nonsense, basically.
Same. There was with the channel I've always had. I used to be a shared channel until I changed the password. But but it was the guy who I shared it with, like he just like watched wrestling videos, and like he, but he also the one video he uploaded to YouTube back then was just him like it was like me breaking my Xbox controller. He didn't break it. He just poured like cracked eggs all over it and poured sugar on it.
That's so bizarre.
It's like I'm breaking it. No, you're just making it incredibly fucking dirty. Yeah, but I deleted that. Like I used to go. You remember the program Sticks?
No, I don't think so.
I used it for one of my art projects as the Stickman.
Oh, okay. It was like yes, right. There's a bunch of different things with different names, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Stop motion Stickman. I used to upload some of them, but I was really shaky at them. It was just like really jerky. And like I've seen some other people do amazing shit with sticks, but here I am just like making a
like
crab.
the artist versus his drawing videos. You remember those?
Oh no, those ones weren't sticks, but yeah, like the other sticks.
They were sticks.
Oh no, the sticks ones were like it was like the
they weren't made
shooting
on
one.
Stick it, I guess.
The other one, the other two, like one of my I had like drawing tutorial channels. Those got like 1,000 views, but like I don't know why. Like the first one was
the glory days.
Yeah, the glory days of 9,000 hour films. The first one was a drawing of a T-Rex, but I was like I didn't have a mouse pad or like a drawing pad to draw on the computer. So, but I was just using the mouse and just looked at this really shit drawing. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna move to like holding a camera above a piece of paper, and all you can see is my really untrimmed fingernails.
Oh no, I'm guilty of having that in a few videos. Just really long fingernails, look disgusting.
Yeah. I rarely ever showed my face. The only time I showed my face was in that Avatar review, which is also gone.
It's very unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. There's a lot of things. I probably would maybe upload it just for the memes, but like I don't actually know where it's gone. It's probably on someone else's computer.
I used to have it. No, you used to have it. It was your computer.
Fucking everyone have it.
No, I think I did have it somewhere, but I don't think that was moved across when I had to hand back my school laptop. Unfortunately, because it was great.
I got a hard drive sitting next to me with like that I converted all my stuff over to from my school laptop, and it's just like sitting there, and I tried like putting shit over. Now it's not working. Ever since I updated the computer, it's like you've got an older version of the laptop. Now since you know more about tech than me, it's just gonna sit there for ages, and it's gonna be like there's probably like an untapped potential of gold mine.
Yeah, it just depends. I had a hard drive at my place, at my parents' house, which was formatted to only work with Macs.
Oh yeah.
So I really wanted to get stuff off my old school like MacBook, but I had to go home and use that hard drive with the fucking Mac iMac at my parents' house because it's formatted to not work with a PC, and it's super stupid that they do that.
Oh, that's probably the reason why it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. See,
yeah.
I'm a tech genius.
Actually, now I know how I converted it across. I plugged it into it because I think we had two school computers, and the old one we kept, the new one we gave back to the school. Yeah. The old one I just used that to put all my stuff across onto a USB. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I need another hard drive because like I'm running out of storage space on my computer.
I'm still thinking about YouTube channels. So after I did Poochie Man, I did Gamer Skits, which lasted many years.
That was a good run, actually. You did pretty well with it.
Yeah, I think I made it in 2012. I only posted like one video, and that was of a sparkler bomb. And then in 2013,
that's when I started mine, actually.
Yeah, I uploaded a couple of like Minecraft Let's Plays, which I'm so sad. I got embarrassed. People used to make fun of me for them, so I deleted them. I would so love to still have them. They are hilariously bad. And then 2014 is when I started making like actual sort of videos.
You need to upload your very first video on the Van of Truth should be your science video.
No. That we're burying that. That someday will rise its ugly head, but for now that's gone. So I had Gamer Skits, and I also had the channel The Lost Gamers, which I did with my buddy Simi, or his channel was officially Overlord. We made we had our own podcast, rest in peace. It's been replaced by this shit show. And we did like streams. We were supposed to do like Let's Plays and shit, but we just because we were teenagers, we didn't live at each other's house, so We would never meet up, so that channel just never had anything happen on it. And now I have Disc Heads and soon to be the Vein of Truth.
And I will still be Terrible Lizard, and I'll never change. But is there anything else we can? Do you want to talk about Johnny English, or do you reckon?
I think we've still got more things to talk about, but I think we might save them just for the next episode because we've been running over time already, same as last episode. So we'll probably wrap it up here. Do you have anything else you wanted to quickly talk about?
Yeah, be aware of cyberbullies and potential rapists. Yeah, and stay away from the tree mongoose at Taronga Zoo. The things fucking high as a kite.
Yeah, look out! The tree mongoloid is coming for you.